Hey friend, what's up? Today, we're going to discuss Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and maybe it's on a few other systems as well.
This is a review show. This is a review show. You don't have to like it, but I hope you like it.
So my friend, welcome to Game Beaters. My name is Dan B, and today we're going to talk about Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl for Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, I just want you to know, I love these things. I love when they come out with new games for the old classic NES. As you might know, I've been playing NES since probably the Christmas it came out. I am stoked when they come out with a new game for it. So if you're a big fan of NES and you want to know more about new games coming out for the NES, I recommend that you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can get notified whenever we put out a new video, because we're going to do a lot of these kind of videos. So what are we going to talk about with this game? Well, we're going to talk about the who, what, where, when, and why this game came out. You know, who's Jay and Silent Bob. We're going to also discuss the gameplay elements, what you have to do, what your objectives are, how you can use your sweet moves to defeat the enemies. We're going to discuss things like cameos and references that are in the game for all you fans of Kevin Smith movies. And that's not it. There's going to be just a little bonus at the end of another Jay and Silent Bob game coming out soon. So let's hop into it. Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. So Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl is a new game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Yeah, they're still making 8-bit games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's pretty great, actually. So this game is a legitly licensed game that Kevin Smith apparently wanted to make. He hired Thomas Guinan from Spoony Productions, and they crowdfunded the game from there. There's actually a lot more to that story, but we'll get into that later. This game is made for Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, and Jay and Silent Bob fans. I would also say if you're a fan of 8-bit brawlers like Double Dragon 2 or River City Ransom on the NES, then you're going to like this. In fact, Spoony Productions even says on their website that their influences are Double Dragon 2 and River City Ransom. And I'd say it plays a lot more like Double Dragon 2 and has the look of River City Ransom. And while you might not be able to find this on NES carts anymore without paying like crazy eBay prices, if you want to play it and you have a Nintendo Switch, it's available at the eShop for $15, little man, as well as you can also get it off of Steam. I'll make sure to leave some links in the description so you can check that out. Alright, so let's get into that gameplay. Boom, boom, schnickety, schnickety, schnick! So right off the bat, this looks and feels just like it belonged in the NES library back in 1980, 1990, whatever. And that's because it does. It's made for the NES. The look of it, the feel of it, the way it plays, the animation, the music, it just fits that classic NES aesthetic to a T. Another cool feature that we don't get that often these days is the couch co-op. Yeah, you need to have your friends come over, sit down on the couch, and play this one together if you want to play 2 players. You can play 1 player, and it's totally playable, and it's actually kind of a different game when you play it 1 player. The difference being, with 2-player mode, you each get 1 life, sort of. If you're playing and your friend dies, they can be brought back to life if you can stay alive long enough for their health bar to fill back up. Whereas the 1-player game, you can switch between Jay or Silent Bob, and this way you can wait for the other character's life to fill up while you're duking it out with the baddies. You got your classic button layout. Use the D-pad to walk up, down, left, right. If you want to run, you just double tap left or right, your character runs. If you want to jump, push both A and B at the same time. To swap out your characters, you just hit select, push the A button to punch, push the B button to kick. If you want to jump kick, push the A or B button while you're in the air jumping. So it's a quick double smash, kinda. While you're running, you can also do a dash attack. You can also do this hair grab that reminds me a lot of this scene in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It's a little vulgar, but that's alright. It's funny. You also have special attacks you can do, and the way to get a special attack is to build up stars. You get stars by knocking enemies down or hitting them with weapons. And every time you get a star, you can unleash a special attack, which is basically you doing a combo. For example, Jay will do 4 kicks, and the combo to that, the 4th kick will have him do a somersault. Whereas Silent Bob, same thing, except he'll do a spinning punch. Now, I've seen some other people play this game. I think the part that gives people the most trouble is this fruit cart level. Oh my gosh, this is especially hard if you're playing 2 players. It just gets really confusing. And as far as I know, there's no way to skip this. And also, I don't know of any cheat codes for this game as well. That's what's known as NES Hard, kids. And while there's no known cheats for the infamous kart race level, the developers themselves, due to feedback regarding the shopping level, made a video just to show you how to pass it. So if you're looking for strategies on how to get past this level, I suggest looking up Jay and Silent Bob, The Perfect Cart Run video. The game doesn't have infinite lives. In fact, you only get one life per game. You do have infinite continues, so you'll always continue on the level that you lose on. So besides the obvious homage to Final Fantasy in the opening title screen for Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl, there are plenty of cameos and references. Let's take a look. So if you're a fan of the View Askew universe, like I am, this game has so many references and cameos, I think you're going to be a happy camper. So we've already mentioned games like River City Ransom as a reference. Other people have pointed out that the opening text screen looks like the original Final Fantasy on the NES. And yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a lot more though. You have things like the Shit Demon, Cockknocker shows up in this. Hell, there's even a cameo from Stan Lee. There's this guy that looks like Kevin Nealon. Of course, if you're a fan of the Clerks cartoon, you'll really enjoy the Patrick Swayze on a horse cameo. LaFours from Mallrats makes an appearance. And really many, many more. I just don't want to spoil it by telling you every single cameo. That's half the fun of the View Askew universe, right? But just a little secret, keep an eye out for the Clerks. They might be in there somewhere. Speaking of cameos and references, what is your favorite cameo or reference in anything View Askew universe? It'd be great to see what you have to say in the comments below. Unfortunately, there's no Morse Day in the Time on the soundtrack, but that doesn't mean the soundtrack isn't good. The soundtrack's rockin', and it fits the game perfectly. Now, is this game as vulgar as the movies? No, it's not. But I wouldn't say it's quite family friendly either. I mean, for one, there's the Shit Demon. But there's some other references, things like finger cuffs, and later on in the game, there's a bong. Things that you would expect for Jay and Silent Bob. So if you are going to sit down and play this with your kids, you might have a little explaining to do, but generally, it comes off like a normal 8-bit NES game with a little bit of edge. So overall, and when put up against the rest of the NES library, I'd have to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. It's a really good game, it's really fun, really solid, and I don't think anybody would be disappointed having this in their NES collection. So remember when I said we'd talk more about the crowdfunding aspect of Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl? Well, listen up. Originally, Mall Brawl was conceived as a free digital bonus game for backers of the crowdfunding campaign for a totally different game starring Jay and Silent Bob called Chronic Blunt Punch. Now, this didn't replace Chronic Blunt Punch, it's simply a supplement. It's kind of like how Bloodstained, if you're familiar with that game, had an 8-bit type counterpart to its crowdfunding campaign. So basically this was made to reward the backers of Chronic Blunt Punch, since that game is taking way longer to come out than anticipated. But the people making Chronic Blunt Punch want you to know that Mall Brawl is not taking away anything from the development of their game. And that's because they did team up with Spoony Productions to make this version of the game. So what is Chronic Blunt Punch? It's a beat 'em up. It looks a lot like Streets of Rage 4 or Battletoads in that modern new cartoon style, which can only really be done on modern age equipment. Again, I'll put links down below so you can check out Chronic Blunt Punch for yourself. As of the time of making this video, there's still no date available for when Chronic Blunt Punch will be out. Alright, so that wraps up our time here in Leonardo. I'd like to thank you for watching. It'd be great if you could subscribe. I'm going to leave links in the description so you can check out this game and the upcoming Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch. That's hard to say. Thank you for watching. If you could like the video, that'd be awesome, or dislike it if you dislike it. We've got links to all of our social medias down here as well. And of course, leave us a comment and let us know what you think of this. Do you want to see more of this kind of stuff? And until next time, see you soon.